So when you have an agency, it's always going to be a case of how are you going to get your name out there, how are you going to meet other people, how are you going to get sales and everything else. And obviously you've got your SEO, your paid search and everything else that kicks in. But one thing that I would highly recommend is networking. Now, I'm not talking about go down to the local BNI at 7 in the morning and waste years of your life trying to drum up business from older guys who are never going to pay for your valuable time and services. Networking that's worked really well for me would be local meetups, conferences, business conferences, digital conferences, and getting in about like-minded people like yourself. As an agency owner, you're probably quite happy to collaborate with other people, talk to other people, find out more about what they're doing. People are quite happy to pass off work if they're busy, and I think there's a lot to be said for networking. Now, I went for years of hating networking because I had an old boss that used to go down the BNI club, and his mates used to come up to the office after it and they used to talk behind people's back like bitches, sniping on people and cliping and everything that I probably hated in life. And the boss never ever really get any leads from it. There was always guys saying, "Oh, I'll do this and I'll do that and I'll send work your way," and stuff like that. But I always just felt that, getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday in a winter's day in Scotland is just not ideal for anyone, never mind going out to talk some shit to people who are never going to buy from you. So that kind of put me off networking for a while until I started doing public speaking. And I was invited to do some some talks at local meetups and started to enjoy that there was other people who were in the same boat as me, just agency owners and doing a bit of work on the side, freelancers, whatever. And I was able to talk to them, find out what they were doing, even finding out, they're getting business from YouTube or whatever, helped me form a better strategy for myself as well. And I think there's a lot to be had for networking. And I think, if you're going to sit there and watch videos and try and, do courses and remain off radar as an agency, you're not going to cut it. I think most of the business and most of the value at any SEO conference is at the pubs and stuff after the event, before the event, during the event or whatever. Guys are just saying, "Listen, I do this and I'm a specialist in that," and they'll exchange ideas, exchange staff, whatever, and a lot of business can be had from doing that. So I think networking is something you cannot ignore, especially if you're setting up a new agency. Don't have the same mindset that I once had, where I'm not telling anyone local what I do. No one's asking you to go out and share your client list or anything like that. But you can talk to other people and say, "This is what I'm doing. Is there anything you can do to help, or anything you can recommend?" Just bounce ideas off each other. There's enough money for us all to make a decent living out of this industry. And I think since I've opened up, I've become friends with loads of SEO guys that own agencies, pay-per-click guys, whatever, and we can just meet each other for a beer, a chat, and talk business. And it's obviously in this industry it can be a very lonely place because you can't go down and talk to your mates about some client doing your head in because you didn't report on this, or the client doesn't understand technical SEO, or the fact that you've done a site audit and there might be 30 hours worth of work and the client thinks it's 2 hours. You can't go and talk to your mate or your mum or your dad or your sister or your wife or anything like that, because they're not going to have a clue what the hell you're talking about. So again, networking gives you that opportunity to talk to other people, vent frustration, ask them how they deal with things. And as I say, there's loads of local meetups all over the world. I've been to ones in Israel, God knows where else, Poland, all over, and they all hold the same values. It's all guys making money who just want to better themselves. So definitely invest in yourself and get yourself along to these, and most of them are free, to be honest. Bigger conferences obviously cost you more money because of the level of knowledge and speakers and everything else that's there, and the costs attributed to hosting a big conference. But I think you have to invest in yourself as well, and that's where you can create a lot of business by going there. So definitely don't ignore it.